Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am Rituja, moderator for this conference. Welcome to the conference call of Gujarat Mineral Development Corporation Limited, arranged by Concept Investor Relations to discuss its fourth quarter and fiscal year ended March 31st, 2021. We have with us today Shri Roopwant Singh, IAS Managing Director, Shri L. Kulshrestha, Chief General Manager and Chief Financial Officer, Shri H.K. Joshi, Senior General Manager Technical, Shri Swagat Ray, General Manager Project Planning and Development, Srimati A.K. Iyer, General Manager Accounts, Shri Joel Evans, Company Secretary, and Shri Rajat Das, General Manager Marketing and Sales. At this moment, all participants are in the listen-only mode. Later, we will conduct a question and answer session. At that time, if you have a question, please press star and 1 on your telephone keypad. Please note, this conference is recorded. I would now like to hand over the floor to Shri Roopwant Singh, Chairman and Managing Director. Thank you, and over to you, sir.
I would request Mr. Joel Evans to begin opening remarks.
A very good afternoon, friends. On behalf of Gujarat Mineral Development Corporation Limited, I extend a very warm welcome to all the participants to this earnings call to discuss our Quarter 4 and Fiscal 22 results. We are happy to announce that GMDC delivered its best ever annual results over the last 5 years and is the second best in the company's entire life so far. I am sure all of you have gleaned the information from the results that we have put in our public domain. I would like to reiterate some of the key financials. The company has put forward remarkable performance in its Quarter 4 with a reported profit after tax of rupees 176 crore and has clocked a revenue of rupees 1097 crore. We have experienced yet another dynamite quarter. We are happy to answer all the queries from our investor community. Our top management is sitting here to answer all clarifications, questions, and queries that you might have. We keep this floor open for your queries. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We will now begin the question and answer session. Anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1 on a touch-tone telephone. If you wish to withdraw yourself from the question queue, you may press star and 2. Participants are requested to use handsets while asking a question. Ladies and gentlemen, we will wait for a moment while the question queue assembles. The first question is from the line of Amit Dixit from Edelweiss. Please go ahead.
Yeah, good evening, sir, and congratulations for a spectacular set of numbers. I have 3 questions. The first one is on the receivables. So if I look at the receivables for FY22, they have gone up sharply compared to FY21. So just wanted to understand the reason why they have gone up. Is there a particular customer, where the receivables are stuck or something like that? The second question is on the bauxite stockpile that we have essentially. So did we sell some part of it in Q4? And what are the plans for selling it, henceforth in FY23? And what would be the approximate realization of the same? The third question is essentially on the organizational front. As we see on the website, there are a number of positions that we have advertised for, including the geologists for base metals and all. So just wanted to understand the interest in base metals. Is there any opportunity there that you have advertised for this position? These are the 3 questions.
Thank you, Amit. I'll be requesting my team members to take these questions one by one. We will begin with the last one first regarding the advertisement for geologists for base metals. I would request our General Manager for Geology and for Land Resources to kindly take this question.
Namaskar, ma'am. In fact, base metal deposit is situated in Banaskantha district of Gujarat, in the northern part of the Gujarat. And GMDC is holding a mining lease over an area of 184 hectare. And we are having the best base metal deposit of the world, having 1.5% copper. And we are planning to start the geological study of this area, followed by geophysical mapping and drilling. So for that purpose, we have planned to hire a senior geologist for that post. Thank you.
For the next question on the development of on what we have been doing with our resources, I would request our General Manager Marketing and Sales, Mr. Rajendra, to enlighten.
Good evening, Amit. This is Arkedas, and I suppose you are asking. Your question is about bauxite and prospects of bauxite mining and sale in future days to come. Yes, of course, there was certain deadlock, and however, we are able to sell our green grade bauxite, that is called plant grade bauxite, and we are unable to supply as per demand. But yes, there are certain slackness in this NPG grade bauxite. But we have started the process of intensely, actually, we are aggressively engaged to sell these inventories which are lying at various stacks since long. And for that, pan-Indian advertisement regarding the tender notice has been published. It is midway, and we are getting responses. At the same time, we are trying to analyze what are the issues why this bauxite. What are the issues by which we can attract the end users or customers. There were few engagements in that regard as well. So we have engaged BCG, and they are also checking out the plan to actually increase the bauxite, the sale of bauxite in a big way. So these are the deliverables which are already, in some cases we have already in progress, and in some cases that is in card. Thank you.
And for the question on receivables, I would request Anupama Iyer, General Manager Accounts, to reply.
Hello, Amit ji, this is Anupama Iyer. Our receivable has gone up because of our bills for our renewable energy. We had some issues with Juvenile. The matter went up to JERC, but now that matter has been resolved, and we have received these payments in the month of April. At the end of the March, the bills were pending from the side of Juvenile. Now we have received, so now outstanding is cleared from Juvenile part. So as on 31st March, we have shown the higher receivables. But in the month of April, the same has been cleared. Dues has been cleared.
Just very quick follow-up actually. On the receivable side, how much receivable was pending? How much did you receive? That is the first thing. Then on the base metal thing, which seems to be exciting, you said 1.5% copper is there. Is there some other base metals such as zinc over there? And if you can throw some light on, the possible business plan for extracting them. A very high level plan will do.
Okay. Receivable, you are asking about the receivables, or you are asking about the base metals?
No, both actually. Receivable was for you that
Receivable, the bills were pending from the June itself.
Okay.
That we have received.
No, how much was it, the amount?
It was around 80 crore rupees.
80 crore. Okay, that's helpful. Now, for base metal thing, I mean, what all base metals do you have?
Sir, in base metal, we have a combination of lead, copper, and zinc, and total metal content is around 10%. Copper 1.5, lead is around 3.5, and rest is zinc. And we are planning to explore that area in detail through magnetic survey and followed by drilling and geochemical mapping. So soon we will highlight some techno-feasibility study and results of that, and then we will follow up that. Thank you.
Okay, wonderful. Thanks a lot, and I'll get back in the queue for more.
Thank you.
The next question is from the line of Bajrang Bafna from Sunidhi Securities. Please go ahead.
Congratulations for a good set of numbers to the entire GMDC team. So my first question pertains to the overall, the demand environment in the Gujarat region. So if you could just tell us, we are seeing, the volume is more or less in line with our expectation of 2.5 million tons during the quarter. But going into this and the next quarter, how is the demand environment and, the pricing that we are seeing? Because after so many fortnights, we were constantly taking price hikes, and in the last fortnight, I think we halted, and we didn't take any price hikes. So in terms of, and the international prices are still, ruling high and going unabatedly on the higher side. So if you could just tell us both the demand environment and the pricing scenario that we are anticipating in the near future. So that's my first question. And my second question pertains to, the development on the other projects. Yes, we got a fair idea of base metal project, but the other projects like, the fluorospar and, the rare earth metals, if any update that the management wants to share, will be really, helpful for us to understand, the future prospects on those grounds. Thank you.
Thank you, Bajrang. For the first question, demand and outlook currently and in the future for lignite, I would request Senior General Manager Technical, Shri H.K. Joshi, to give you a perspective on that.
Hi, Bajrang. This is H.K. Joshi. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
The demand in fossil fuel in Gujarat is almost 25 to 28 and we are producing 8.5. So there is a huge gap. So there is no worry of sales. That is the demand environment. We are very much comfortable in Gujarat. Second is pricing scenario. The pricing of GMDC is very dynamic, and it is related to imported coal base price, landed price at the customer's doorsteps. Is it enough?
Yeah. So what was the average price during the last quarter for the lignite mining? The weighted average price?
Mr. Rajendran, broadly you can share.
Yeah, Mr. Bajrang, these time to time we used to publish all these updates in our website, but what I can recall is that the average weighted price based on various components, but roughly I can say that it will be around 4,000 to 4,200.
Okay, great. Thank you, sir. And the update on the other projects, sir?
Bajrang, for updates on fluorospar project, I would request Mr. H.K. Joshi to give you a perspective, and he shall also be replying to our current position on the RE question that you had posed.
Hi, Bajrang. We are having a very good property as well as abundant plant at Kadipani for fluorospar mineral. Recently, we have quoted an RFP for PMC of the plant. We are going to start this plant probably in this fiscal year, and let us see how good we can do there. Your next question is regarding RE. Recently, our board of directors has been authorized GMDC to make a strategy document on behalf of Government of Gujarat in RE. We are ready to board a very good international consultant who is a well-known name, and within couple of months or 3 months, we will brief you in detail. Enough, Bapna sir?
Okay. And sir, any update on the fluorospar project also? Any development on that side?
That was my first answer. We are having a good mines there in Karipani of fluorospar mineral, and we are having an abundant plant for which we have given an RFP on net, and for PMC of this plant, and very soon we will onboard an EPC player for starting of this plant again.
Okay. Can we expect this in FY23, the commercial production?
I can answer as soon as the PMC will onboard it.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, in order to ensure that the management is able to address questions from all participants, please limit your questions to 2 per participant. If you have a follow-up question, you may rejoin the queue. The next question is from the line of Vaibhav Bhattacharyya from Honesty and Integrity Investment. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Hi, sir. Thanks for providing the opportunity. So I will ask 2 questions. First is, in the so in Q4 actually we have achieved EBIT or EBITDA per ton of around 1,600 per ton, as per the data given in the presentation and the financial results. And you have an estimate of 10 MT sales in FY23. So that itself kind of give us around 1,600 crore kind of number in terms of EBIT. And I'm sure the Q4 numbers in terms of realization will not have the full impact of price hike taken during the quarter. So that will play out going forward. And then there will be further possibility of prices as you have already increased the prices in April. So in that context, I just wanted to ask that in the TV interview, earlier you said that near about 1,213 crore or 1,300 crore EBITDA is kind of ambitious target for us. Just wanted to understand why it is ambitious and why it is not realistic. And are there any kind of extra cost that is expected to come up, or any kind of surprise that is there on the cost side, which can stop us from achieving this kind of results?
So I would request again our General Manager Marketing and Sales to give you a perspective on per ton realization, and I would request Mr. H.K. Joshi to give a perspective on the ambitious target for the current financial. We start with the
Hello, Mr. Vaibhav. As I understand, your question is regarding the expectation that the realization in next financial year will be to the tune of 1,200 to 1,300 crores. That's your question?
Yeah. So basically, given by the achievement that we have done in Q4, which is, EBITDA per ton basis, we have achieved 1,600 rupees per ton of EBITDA. I'm not talking about the gross realization. I'm talking about the profits, which is basically EBITDA. So if I take 1,600 per ton of EBITDA, and you have target of 10 MT of sales in FY23, so that translates to 1,600 crore of EBITDA in FY23 from lignite operation itself. And in one of the CNBC interview, I think it has been mentioned that 1,200 to 13 crore would be an ambitious target. So I just wanted to match both the things, that why it is a ambitious target and why it cannot be achieved easily, because are there any surprises on the cost front which is leading you to believe that we cannot do 1600 crore of EBITDA?
Actually, I was part of that interview. I was in sidelines. So I think that there is a mistake in interpretation, and that was somebody asked, and our MD sir was answering that question. So and while answering to that question, it was mentioned that if some of the analysts quoted that GMDC's potential will be this much, and responding to that, there was an answer from our end. Yes, that will be our objective, or that we cherish too. So in no case either there was any denial from our side. So we are targeting it, but we are working in a very variable environment. So in that, whereas we are targeting it, so that we can't disclose that it will be the ultimate target. We may go beyond, and so we will try to go beyond as well. So in that case, actually, that was the answer to the question. So the context was very clear. For the next question, actually, I am passing on the mic to Mr. H.K. Joshi.
Yeah, so I think that actually answered my first question. The next question is on the current differential which is there in terms of cost per kcal for lignite and for imported coal for any customer in Surat. If you can just highlight what is the differential currently, that would be helpful.
Vaibhav, again, these are all internal calculations, so we are not, it is actually very complex calculations, because our mines are located at various geographical locations. So I can say that still we are at a discount. So we are quite competitive in comparison to the imported coal landed at the Surat demand center. So that's it. That's what I can answer as of now.
Okay. Okay, so that's it from my side. I will come back in the question.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Shubham Agarwal from Equitas Investment. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Thank you for the opportunity. Sir, firstly, I would like to congratulate the entire team of GMDC for a superb set of results. So my first question would be a data point. So I wanted, what is the total external sale of lignite this quarter and last quarter? And secondly, on the pricing part, secondly on the demand part, as all of us know that the demand of coal is very strong, I would like to know if there is a possibility of surpassing our target of 10 million ton for FY23.
Thank you. Actually, I would request Mr. H.K. Joshi to take both these questions in relation to production. Q3 and Q4 lignite and way forward.
The demand of lignite is, as I stated earlier, demand of fossil fuel in Gujarat is very much high, and as we have planned to increase our production is 10 to 15% per annum. So we are chasing this target accordingly. However, every goal has to be set, and let us see after 1, 2, 3 quarters what is the next target. At present, I merely can say it will be increased by 10 to 15%.
Okay. And what was the total external sale of lignite this quarter and last quarter?
Just Mr. Rai is answering for that.
In the Q4, the external sale of lignite was around 2.5 million ton, and in Q3 it was around 2.2 million ton.
So our production and external sale both are same. we must be using some part in our power plant, right?
Yeah.
So
we don't maintain any stock. Our production figure is very much similar to that of dispatch.
Okay. And so where are we procuring the coal for our power plant then?
It is a pithead plant.
It is an indigenous production which will supply to the power plant. Let me answer in a very. Actually, during quarter 3, it was 2.2 million metric ton altogether, including the captive consumption, and as well as supply to a independent power plant of Government of Gujarat, that is KTPS, and again 25 lakhs or 2.5 million during quarter 4 is again inclusive of the fact that the supply to the power plants to our own power plants were factored in this figure as well.
Correct. So I just want the excluded number.
So roughly we used to supply to them at a rate 1.5 lakh metric ton per month. That is an average.
Okay. And lastly, just a confirmation on tax adjustment. So as we have moved to the new regime, from next quarter onwards, our tax will come back to 25%. That's the right assumption.
Yeah, it will be slightly higher than 25% because we have to make some adjustment for deferred tax. But the normal tax which we are going to deposit as advance tax, that will be 25% only because we have opted for the new regime.
Oh.
Slightly it will be higher because of deferred tax adjustment.
Got it. Yeah, thank you. That's it from my side. I'll come back in the queue.
The next question is from the line of Rajshri, an individual investor.
Yeah, hi. What's your outlook on lignite prices, sir?
Okay. So I'll take that as the first question. Lignite pricing.
Yeah. And is it possible that significant ramp up, given the scenario of demand, all time they're hearing about coal shortage in the country, so both as a national duty plus as a profitable possibility, don't you think if you can significantly ramp up the production? These are the two questions, sir.
So I would request Mr. Joshi to take the ramping up question, which he has already handled, and if you could give a perspective on where we were a couple of years ago and where we have reached now.
Rajesh, this is Joshi. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Last year we have produced 6 million. This year we have produced 8.5, and most probably we will continue the trend.
Okay.
And for lignite pricing, how whether we will sustain it or not, and the market looks like, again, Mr. Rajshri answering this question, please take it.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Regarding the lignite pricing, we have linked our lignite pricing with international coal pricing, and that is not the sole factor. Apart from that, we used to also factor how much quantity is being delivered at the port sites and what are the demand situation, and there are certain internal calculations as well. So based on that, we used to devise our pricing mechanism, and so that will be the trend for future days to come. We will be linking it with foreign coal, imported coal, and we will be also adjusting with so many internal factors.
No, sir. The question was not about the process of how you arrive at the price. It was your outlook on the price. If you can comment on that, like, do you expect these kind of prices to sustain?
So look, till time it is sustaining, given to the international pricing of the imported coal. Till time it is sustaining, and we hope that we will sustain because we are having our own sound analysis.
Okay. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
interrupt you, sir, but there is a lot of disturbance which I can hear from the line.
Pardon, ma'am, I did not hear this. Your voice is very faint.
Sir, I'm saying that there is a lot of disturbance which we can hear from the line.
Ma'am, there was a power disruption and let us see, we'll address it. Is it better now?
Yes. We'll move to the next question, sir. Thank you so much. The next question is from the line of Falguni Datta from Jet Securities. Please go ahead.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir. Sir, I just wanted to know this 4,000 to 4,000 per ton of realization that you mentioned. Is it net to you without royalty and all?
Thank you, Falguni. The next question.
Secondly, I just wanted to know, other than lignite, the other minerals that you are talking of, by which year should we expect them to contribute significantly to our top line?
For the first one, I would request Mrs. Anupama Iyer to give a perspective. We can begin with Mr. Rajat Das and she can fill in later. And for the other minerals, I will pass on it to Mr. Swagat Ray.
Madam, good evening. The 4,000 to 4,200 rupees realization is excluding of all the pass-throughs, that is royalty, DMF and etc. etc. So these are all basic prices.
And sir, what was it same time last year, this same number? This is the Q4 average you said, right?
Yeah.
So what was it last year?
If I can recall, it was around 2,200. But again, these are based on my memory.
Okay. So never mind. If you can also, in other way, if you can give Q3 number will also do. How much was it in Q3 of FY22?
Again, during Q3, it will be again 3,000 to 3,200.
3,200.
Approximately.
Okay. That's good, sir. Thank you.
I request Mr. Anupama Iyer to give a
on lignite, we charge royalty and royalty, DMF and NMET, and we have to charge 400 rupees as GST compensatory cess. All these are passed through on actual basis.
Okay. So they are not included, they are not part of 4,000, no? They are over and above 4,000, right?
Yeah, yes. When this 4,000 is average price, it depends, mine to mine it's varies.
Yeah, I understand. But it is, all these charges are over and above this price that you
over and above, and it is passed on actual basis.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. And on the mineral, other than lignite, when do we expect significant contribution from other minerals?
Hello, Falguni. This is Swagat Rai.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. We had a talk last evening.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I hope you have got your answer. You are satisfied now. And regarding the other minerals, first I would like to convey you that we have obtained 6 new lignite blocks that will add to our reserves in the existing operating mines. So we have around 540 million ton of lignite reserves in these 6 blocks. Apart from that, there are certain associated minerals in overburdens in these blocks. So the major is the limestone deposit, which is in the tune of around 2,000 million ton. And in one of the blocks, we have also getting silica sand. So hopefully these blocks will be developed one by one within the couple of years. And for fluorspar, multimetal, bauxite, already in the previous questions our officers have answered, and I think you have also heard about it.
Yes, sir.
Anything more you want to know?
No, sir, that's all from my side. Thank you so much.
Very much.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Riken Gopani from Capri Global. Please go ahead.
Hi, sir. Thank you so much for taking my question. I first would like to congratulate the entire team for the performance. My question is regarding the outlook on the fixed and the variable costs for the lignite division. If you could outline what are the factors that would influence it? Do you expect them to broadly be steady or what are the factors that could lead to a material upside or downside on the fixed and variable cost for the mining division in FY23?
Second question, please, Rikin.
No, I only have one question. Yeah.
Thank you. So I would request our Chief Financial Officer, Mr. Purushesh, to take this point.
Good afternoon. We are having two components in case of lignite. One is variable expenditure and another is fixed expenditure. Variable expenditure includes consumption of stores, mining expenses, royalty, transportation expenses, and GST compensation. And in case of fixed expenses, we have salary and wages, terminal benefits, repair maintenance, plant operating expenses, rent, rate taxes, insurance, traveling, stationery, interest and financial charges, forest environment, mine closure expenditure, administrative expenditure, legal and professional expenditure. Do you want to know mine-wise fixed and variable expenditure?
No, sorry, sir. My question was basically just to put it the other way. In Q4, if I put the numbers, then your total cost per ton is about 2,000 rupees per ton of fixed plus variable cost. How do you see this cost panning out in FY23? What's the outlook on that?
In FY22 and 23, we expect that fixed expenditure will increase by 8 to 10%. And variable cost that will remain same because this will increase in proportion of our total turnover or total production. We are expecting 10 million ton and previous year it was 8.5 million ton. That's why it will increase accordingly.
So variable fixed cost.
Our variable cost increase mainly due to increase in prices of diesel, because our 50% cost is diesel only. So if the diesel price is gone up, our variable cost is going to go up. So it depends on the diesel prices, how it moves.
Understood. Thank you.
The next question is from the line of Ravindranath Nayak from Sunidhi Securities. Please go ahead.
Hello. Thank you, sir, for the opportunity. I have a question regarding the corporate, in your presentation, there is in the corporate segment, the cash profit has gone down from last quarter. It was, if I calculated correctly, it was 12 crore. It has gone down to 6 crore. So why it is so? Why the expenses in the corporate segment has gone up? Can you please give me some reason for this?
Ravindra, the second question, please.
Second question regarding what is the status of our discussion with the GUVNL for the tariff hike? Because if the lignite prices has gone up to around 3,700 and it is not reflecting in the tariff, we are still selling the power at around 2.90 rupees per unit, if I am not calculating it correctly. So it is not reflecting because your variable cost is hardly around 48 crores in this plant, and the lignite price is not getting reflected. So what is the discussion, how we are going ahead with this plant, and if at all any third party takes up the plant, whether the lignite, whatever lignite he will be using, it will be transferred at a market price and the tariff will be higher, and the beneficiary will not get the right price, or the cost for the power will, for them it will be higher. So is it the reason why the power plant, is it one of the reasons that we are not able to sell or take any decision on selling the power plant? Or what is the discussion on the tariff side or the divestment of the power plant? Can you please update on that?
The decision to dispose of the power plant has been withdrawn.
Okay.
CMDC is in negotiations with GUVNL on a number of aspects. I would request General Manager Power, Mr. Janardhan Dave, to take this question, please. After that, Mr. Anupama Iyer can take the question. Okay.
Yes, good afternoon, sir. As far as thermal power is concerned, we have taken two actions for the short term and long term. For the short term, we have corrected our major equipment defects like boilers and turbines and associated auxiliary. and we found the improvement in availability. From the last year it was 90% pillar, this year we achieved 24% pillar. So our short-term action show the result. As a part of long-term, we have on board the strategic partner A.T. Kearney, who has done the technical study of the plant, financial assessment of the plant, and now we are on the review of this report. So we have finalized we will soon finalize the action to improve this asset.
Okay. Is there any chance that our variable cost will get some uptick because of the prices of lignite has gone up, or we will be selling at a lower rate as compared to the market rate lignite to the power plant?
Sir, if you see the merit order of the SLDC, we are in the third position at present PPA. Even we increase our variable, we will remain, as per our analysis, we will remain up to the 10. So up to the 10, there is no issue for the backing down or technical minimum. So we have no any issue related to the technical minimum with the SLDC or our DISCOM. There is no worry about it.
No, I am just asking whether the lignite price, because your tariff is 2.9 rupees, because for 1 unit of power you require 1 kilo of lignite. So that is not reflecting in your prices. So that is what I am asking, whether we will increase the lignite prices for transfer price for the power plant.
See, it is parallelly to all the units. Parallelly, the coal price also increase. So the variable cost of all the power plant will increase.
Okay.
Sorry to interrupt you, Mr. Rabindranath. May I request you to please rejoin the
And about the corporate segment performance.
Very briefly.
In the last quarter, we have boarded by very high-value consultants on our team. So we have booked their expenditure in the corporate segment. So due to that, the profit has gone down later.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Renat from Mahindra Manulife Mutual Fund. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Hi, sir. Congrats on good set of numbers. Just one clarity on this trade receivables, which was 1,452 crore last year, has gone to 2,049 crore this year ending. So that's a 600 crore increase. So of the 600 crore increase, I think one of your management person had told some you have received back in April. So how much was that quantity you had received back, and where are these receivables currently? Why it has increased by 600 crore? Any particular, you have told renewables. So how much portion is that renewable? If you can quantify, that will be helpful.
I can pick them together and then we reply. Is that the only question?
Yeah.
Okay. I will request the CFO, Mr. Kuleshesh, to revert on that.
Actually, sir, last year it was 145 crore, and this year trade receivables are 204 crore. And Anupam had already given the answer that we have recovered around 80 crore from GUVNL. Most of the amounts have to be recovered from GUVNL of GSEC. Is it clear, sir?
Sir, your how much is from compared to last?
This is only 60 crore, sir, not 600 crore.
Okay, but when I...
Not in crores.
Okay.
I will repeat again, 145 crore last year.
Okay, 145 crore.
204 crore.
And in your, as a follow-up, in your cash flows also, like if you look, the adjustment for trade and other receivable, if you look at the cash flow, there is, last year it was 127 crore increase, and this year it is 913 crore increase in trade and other receivable, if you open your cash flow statement consolidated.
Actually, 700 crore is related, which we have invested in GSFS. If you exclude that amount, then it will be positive, sir.
Oh, GSFA.
GSFS, Gujarat State Financial Services, sir.
Okay, we have invested 700, but how can that come in the trade and other receivable? I didn't get.
Actually, yeah, we have classified it as investing activity, but as per discussions with CAG, we are doing it in the operating activities. As for next year, we can discuss it and transfer it to the investing activity. But it's mainly these are GSFS only, 700 crores investment with GSFS, which has increased.
Sorry to interrupt. May I request Mr. Ranjit to please rejoin the queue, sir? We have participants waiting for their turn.
Okay.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Mohammed Patel from Care Portfolio Managers. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thanks for the opportunity. My first question is that you were going to give more details on your association with BCG in this quarter. So, you please throw some light on that. Second question is, what is the potential for non-lignite business going ahead? If you could summarize it.
So, any other question, please, or is this the only one?
Two questions. First is the association with BCG. Second is the potential for non-lignite business going ahead.
Potential of non-lignite business.
Yes.
So, two very large questions. I would request the first one to be taken by Mr. Sagar Ray and to be filled up later by Mr. L.K. Joshi, who is the mentor of the strategic transformation project.
Hello, good evening. As far as the BCG engagement of BCG with GMDC strategic transformation is concerned, I would like to inform you that BCG's activity is a 2 months older activity, and in the initial stage they are collecting or gathering the information. They are trying to understand the basic work culture system of the GMDC, and hopefully in the next week we will have some concrete deliverables from their end as far as this part 1 is concerned. So part 1 is basically about understanding of our system and different ways of working methodology and other opportunities that we can explore. So in the next 1 week we will be able to understand their views and their deliverables, and based on that we will proceed further. Is that good enough?
And I'd like Mr. Joshi to give a as the mentor of the transmission project.
The BCG has been onboarded by GMDC for strategic transformation. It is divided into 3 parts. The first part, 2 months of the first part has been completed, and they have made some reports. These are confidential reports, but they are good enough for company. And after 1 week, they are going to give us a presentation of all the scenario. The very next meeting, we will be able to explain to you what type of transformation we are going to take for the company. Enough?
And for the non-lignite businesses also, Mr. Joshi, you can begin, and if it feels like you can fill in.
The non-lignite business, as per vision of our company and our Honorable MD, at present we are deepening our lignite mining and lignite business, but as an associated minerals, we are having lot of portfolio like silica sand, fluorspar, multimetal, limestone, and we are making strategy for all the minerals with the help of BCG, and at present we can say only that 50% of the business in coming years will be from non-lignite. Is it enough, sir?
The major part in non-lignite business.
Pardon?
Which will be the major part in the non-lignite business? Which metal will be the major part? Which minerals?
We are having precious metals, multi-metal project. We are having manganese. We are having limestone. So we are having a good portfolio of non-lignite also.
Thank you. The next question. Thank you. Participants are requested to please limit the question to one per participant. The next question is from the line of Ashish Agarwal from Centrum Capital. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hi, good evening. Thanks for the opportunity. Two questions. One is, when you are talking about the expansion that is from 8.5 to 10 million per next year, from which mines we can get this kind of volume? I think this is from the existing mines only. And from which mine you can say? Secondly, we have been allocated lots of mines earlier also, like Lakpadai and Damlai, Padai, but we haven't seen anything coming out from there. So when can we expect some output from any of the new mines and which year? That's my first question. And second question is on lignite price. Is it possible to share what could be the exit Q4 lignite weighted average lignite price versus fourth quarter average?
Okay. So I would request General Manager Geology and Land Resources to take a call on which mines will lead the production charge from the existing portfolio and what is their outlook on the upcoming lignite projects. And for pricing, could you please repeat the question when we take it?
Namaskar, ma'am. As far as concerned to resource of the lignite, we have a very good reserve in Bhavnagar, so we will concentrate on Bhavnagar in coming days. Along with that, we are also planning to increase our production from our Tarkeshwar mine. And as far as concerned to new lignite block, Lakpat is in the promising stage, which will be followed by Walia, where we have a huge reserve around 300 to 400 million ton, and that will be targeted soon. Thank you.
That's my question, sir. When can we expect production to come from any of the new mines? Which year?
It will be in the range of 1.5 to 2 years.
Okay.
And the pricing question, if you could repeat it.
Yes, sir. My pricing question was that what was the weighted average of lignite price at the end of fourth quarter versus fourth quarter average? Because we have been taking price hikes throughout the quarter. So weighted average price should be higher than the average price. And typically what kind of discount we offer to clients as compared to imported coal at a doorstep?
So as far as my understanding is concerned, you are asking about the average weighted lignite price of quarter 4. Am I right?
No, sir. Quarter 4 you mentioned it was, I think, 4,000 to 4,200 rupees. I'm saying, or you can say as of now what could be there, or in April what is the price?
Last month of quarter 4.
Last month of quarter 4. He is asking about last part of quarter 4, that is precisely during the month of March, calendar month March 2022.
The calendar month April I'm talking about, the month which we are talking.
April, this question pertains to the financial year 2022-23. However,
March end you can say, sir. March end is fine.
Yeah, that will be again in 3 of the mines the prices will be around 3,800, and in another mines it is 4,400, and in the next mine it is 5,400. So these are the figures. And again, there are so many segmentation. This is a broad figure to actually answer your question.
Sorry to interrupt, Mr. Ashish Agarwal. May I request you to please rejoin the queue? We have participants waiting for their turn. Thank you. The next question is from the line of Chirag H from GMO. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hi. So just regarding the rare earth minerals, so whenever you apply for the mining rights of rare earth, how much confident are you in, in terms of securing the mining rights? Or do you see any risk of, these mining rights being allotted to other companies like Uranium Corporation of India or Coal India like that?
The second question, please.
That's the only question I have.
I would request General Manager Geology, Mr. Tushar, to take the question on RWE.
As far as concerned to mining rights of RWE, we have to wait for certain things, certain amendment in the Act, and we can reply properly after 3 to 4 months. Thank you.
But do you feel that these mining rights could be allotted to the other companies like Uranium Corporation of India or maybe Coal India like that?
Recently, in the amendment in the Atomic Mineral Act, State Government Corporation has allowed for the mineral concession of the RE and heavy metal. I think we have to look into that.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Akshay Kothari from Envision Capital. Please go ahead.
Yes, sir. Hello.
Hello, Akshay.
Yeah, hi. I just wanted to know the potential of your joint venture or your investment in Gujarat Credo. So can you give light on that? And secondly, my second question was related to that investment in GSFS. So can you give light on that as well?
So I would request Mrs. Anupama Iyer to give you a perspective on what GSFS is and what those investments yield and how is it better and beneficial for the company, and any other question you may have. And I would request Mr. Rajat Das to give a perspective on the JV with Credo.
Hello. This GSFS Gujarat State Financial Services is a wholly owned venture of Government of Gujarat. And as per the Government of Gujarat, we are required to invest our surplus funds with them. At present, so our entire funds, except escrow, are placed with GSFS. And at present, we are getting rate of interest for 5.25% from them for the 1 year to 3 years FDs.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Hello. Regarding this joint venture with Credo, GMDC has entered into a joint venture with Credo. They are basically producing zeolite from low-grade bauxite, and they are placed close to our mine site, Gadsisa mine's location, that is Gadsisa. And they are sourcing bauxite by virtue of this joint venture conditions. They are sourcing bauxite from various mines of Gadsisa group of mines, various projects of Gadsisa group of bauxite mines, and they are into the value addition of this low grade bauxite, and they are the only player in this field to have this value addition of low grade bauxite. So GMDC is a minority partner in this JV.
Okay. And can you give some light on the uses of zeolite? What are the potentials which this can generate?
These zeolites are basically detergent grade zeolites. And in India, I think that we used to produce these kind of zeolites, and there is an encouraging market space in India. So there is a demand for this zeolite, and the application is very in the detergent sector, I presume.
Okay. Okay. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, this was the last question for today. I would now like to hand the conference over to the management for closing comments.
I would request our company secretary, Mr. Joel Ivan.
Good afternoon again to everyone. We express our sincere gratitude and thanks to every participant who participated in this conference call, We believe that all your questions and queries have been answered to your satisfaction, and we thank our top management, our managing director, for sparing their valuable time to join this earnings call, and we also thank our all stakeholders who have taken keen interest in the working and operations and future outlook of the company. Thank you.
Thank you all for being a part of the conference call. If you need any further information or clarification, please email gaurav.g@conceptpr.com. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes your conference call for today. Thank you for joining using Chorus Call's conferencing services. You may now disconnect your lines. Thank you and have a pleasant day.